This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Here's another list of 7 somethings. It's Ryder and Lisa's top 7 at 7.
Counting down 7 things that absolutely slop. This all started because somebody told us on the text line that we were too old to be saying things slopped. So we're like, yeah, let's make it a regular feature.
We're taking it back.
Yeah, exactly. Coming in at number 7. When you're driving and you make a bit of a mistake and the other driver is friendly about the interaction. Like if you cut somebody off and they wave.
Yeah, they're like, it's all good.
Or like if you're backing out and somebody's trying to get by and you take too long.
And then they give you like that
And
little
they,
like smile.
Just the smile that like, hey, I'm not mad.
Yeah, head nod.
We're all doing our best. Coming in at number 6 for things that absolutely slap. Going to bed early when you're super tired and actually falling asleep right away.
You're not scrolling on your phone. You're like actually out as soon as your head hits the pillow.
And when you wake up and you're like, did I just log like 10 hours?
I didn't even need NyQuil this time.
Come on. Coming in at number 5, things that absolutely slap. Sunscreen.
Yeah, what an invention.
I know a lot of people are vacationing this time of year. And can you imagine how frustrating it would be to want to be out in the warm sun? But like pre-sunscreen, you'd be like, unless I got an umbrella.
Can't do it.
You'd have to find shade constantly. Sunscreen. Somebody invented a cream and a spray that just protects you from the sun.
Yeah,
what?
But the spray is such a waste because anytime I see someone using it, they think that they're getting their body,
right,
but they're completely missing it, and it's just going into someone behind them's face in their drink.
Coming in at number 4, things that absolutely slap. When you turn up pretty hard, wake up the next day, and realize you didn't do anything embarrassing.
It's so rare, but when it happens...
You didn't fire out any texts. You didn't sing that karaoke song you can't really sing.
Yeah, my first order of business when I wake up is checking my Instagram story. And then it's
okay.
It's all good.
The public forums, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to watch out for those.
It slaps.
Coming in at number 3 for things that slap. Fresh clothes, towels, or sheets straight out of the dryer.
Yep, bring it on.
Coming in at number 2, having teeth.
What?
Just having teeth. Can you imagine how hard it would be to eat steak without teeth?
Okay.
Don't you think having teeth is super underrated?
I guess so.
Plus, they're like nice.
I got pretty fragile teeth. My front one's cracked, and I'm constantly worried I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, okay. Why is that? Why don't you want to lose it? Because having teeth is awesome.
Fair.
Thank you. Point proven. And coming in at number 1 for things that absolutely slap, going to the Legion. Don't know if everybody's done this lately.
Yeah, get a membership. It's so worth it. And they need younger people in there to keep it going.
It used to be that you needed to have an immediate family member, grandma, grandpa, that had served in order to go in even. They have since lifted that, and it's open to anybody. But you do get plenty of perks if you have a membership, which I think are about $65 a year. So I bought one on Remembrance Day. Because I was like, it's about dang time I start supporting my Legion.
Yep.
There's one fairly close to my place. Hit it up on Friday night and just had a blast. Heard some like old people fighting about shuffleboard.
They're getting into it.
It was the best. I just missed the meat draw, which
Next
was
time.
so awesome to get in on back in the day. Like, you can walk out with a roast. You walk out with some ribeyes.
They also do a weekly draw. If you bring a toonie and you put it in their little basket there, it was up to $1,700.
Let's go.
And they'll just randomly draw someone's name and you just win that money. Like, are you kidding me?
So many perks. So, yeah, support your local Legion. Well worth your time. And the price of beer is far lower than most places.
Yeah, there you go. That's our top 7 things, random things. That slap.
The wild boars. Do you remember, 2 or 3 years ago when they're like, this could be a serious issue, even in the river valley?
Yeah, because we knew someone that was face to face with a wild boar once, and they tried to take it down, and like it wouldn't go down.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually shot it with a 30-06 5 times in the head before it actually dropped.
It just kept running.
They have the thickest skin ever. Mm-hmm. And they're built for winter, so that doesn't like deplete the size of the packs. They can bury themselves in snow to protect themselves from predators and from hunters.
And they like to get it on. So like they are popping out babies left, right, and center. These feral hogs.
In the winter, just extra hairy, love humping.
And they love the river valley.
Your spirit animals.
Right. But they were seen like at Elk Island National Park.
Yeah.
They were seen in Morinville, Ardrossan.
So there was a stretch where they were even like just granting licenses and paying people if they went out and hunted them for good reason, because they breed so fast. Well, the States is now worried. That's the new story. They've got their own breed of these that are like mainly in Texas, but they aren't as thick-skinned and they don't have as much fur, so they probably wouldn't last in the winter. So a lot of the states in the northern parts of the USA haven't been too worried about those because experts believe that they would not go up to a climate that they can't live in. Whereas these suckers that are now heading down from the prairies into like Montana and stuff is a new, very big cause for concern, to the point that they're planning to sink like hundreds of millions into making sure that they don't cross the border. I mean, the States is always worried about their borders, right? But from Canada now, the big thing they're worrying about is these wild boars.
So did that program end where they were like asking people to
go out and hunt
them down? Like,
I don't know. We'll have to ask if any hunters know the answer to that.
Yeah. Does anyone know if they like renewed the program where if you like bring them the ears, you get a certain amount of money? Isn't that how it works?
It'd be so terrifying knowing how hard it is to take them down.
Well, not a lot of people know that story, Ryder. You only know because you have a friend who personally experienced it. Maybe people think they can just go out in the wild, out in the river valley with like a knife and think that they can win. That's not going to be the case.
I mean, I probably could.
Okay.
What? If it was just one of them and I had a knife?
Ryder, when you punch things, you protect your thumb by putting it inside your fist.
Exactly.
No.
I'm a well-versed
That's how you break your
hunter
thumb.
and fighter.
Okay.
I haven't broke my thumb yet.
You've never punched anything in your life.
A few walls. After a few Red Bulls. That's all I'd need is a couple Red Bulls and a knife, and then let me out at the boars.
Yeah, we'll see who wins in that fight. Anyway, just a heads up, the boars could be back. The weather's getting nicer.
Well, I guess
the days are getting longer.
2023, they said, was the worst year by far ever for them. So it is a growing problem. It's just one that not a lot of people are talking about right
Sarah
now.
just made a valid point. Wow, we really are the Texas of Canada.
What do you think it is that's bothering your tummy right now? The bag of 5-cent candies you rifled in the middle of the night?
That were all red. The red dye really gets me.
Real fruit my ass. We like to start the week by looking back on our weekend and sharing something that we learned.
I learned that I'm actually quite a good driver. I had two 12-year-olds in the backseat of my SUV, and I was driving through very wintry, snow-blowing conditions, and I was petrified, but I didn't show it.
Nice. And so they were calm.
They were calm.
Yeah. When your inner monologue was like,
yeah. My outer monologue was like an Enya song playing. It was beautiful.
Yeah. All right. I learned this weekend that if you're going to eat Italian food, go to like a legit Italian place, not a chain restaurant, because chain restaurant Italian food tastes like Michelinas, and you could just save a lot of money by instead getting some frozen dinners.
I do love frozen Michelinas. So.
There you go.
Yeah, fraction of the price of a dish I would get from a chain Italian restaurant.
I'm not saying that you can't get great Italian. You just have to go to an Italian place. Mm-hmm. The guy working the kitchen who's whipping up the sauce, his name's on the place. That's what I want for Italian.
Sounds about right.
Did you hear about Irene Lance?
No, who's that? Did she win the lottery?
No. She kind of won like the lottery of life, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't care enough to keep asking questions. Like, let's go.
She turned 110 years old on the weekend.
Whoa.
110. Apparently, now this is my health tip for everybody. Avoid processed food. Irene grew up on a farm growing her own fruits and vegetables. Her parents would do the same. She'd make her own fruit juice. They had their own livestock. Mm-hmm. She didn't spend a lot of time in the grocery store. She was growing what she was eating.
Wow.
Yeah. And you look at somebody who's 110, they said, her family, that she was like somebody that was really worried about what she was eating before anybody else cared.
Really?
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting that she's lived till 110. And just a reminder, if you can.
Yeah, organic, whole foods, as much as you can.
There was another tip for her longevity, which I thought you'll find interesting.
Let's hear it.
I only worry about what's under my roof.
Oh, wow.
She continued, keep your nose in your own business, live your own life, and be happy about it.
So Irene doesn't have Facebook.
I don't believe she does. But apparently one hell of a bingo player.
Really?
I made that part up, but I assume. Billie Eilish apparently broke up with her boyfriend for an interesting reason. So we wanted to ask you, what is a petty reason you called her quits with somebody?
So what exactly happened? She had a dream?
Yeah, check it.
I gotta be real. A couple years ago, I had a dream about Christian Bale, and it was like in like a little cafe in the sunlight, and it made me realize I had to break up with my boyfriend at the time. No, like genuinely, I woke up and I was like, and I came to my senses.
It's over.
Yeah, Batman is the one though.
That's so funny.
So she had a dream about Christian Bale, woke up and was just like, this ain't it.
This isn't for me. You're not Christian Bale in the sunlight in a cafeteria or a cafe.
It's a little bit terrifying.
A little bit.
To think that that's all it takes for somebody to call her quits.
I mean, I had a dream that Bradley Cooper and I hooked up, and I was like feeling a little bit conflicted the next morning for sure. But then he had that interview last week where he was talking about how he didn't think he actually loved his daughter after she was born for like 8 months. And I was like, all right, you give me the ick.
Yeah, how he used to shower with his dad, and now he's comfortable just being naked around his house, even when his kids are home. Like,
too much information, bro.
Just
that's enough.
Shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm. So that's a dream that I regret.
Okay. So yeah, feel free to get at us with that too. If you've ever had like a dream that really made you want to shake things up.
Yeah, put things in perspective.
Billie Eilish said that she broke up with a boyfriend in the past because she had a steamy dream about Christian Bale.
And so when she woke up, she's like, well, I guess my standards have been raised and my boyfriend's got to go.
Yeah, he's not Christian Bale.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary how a dream can influence your real life.
What is a petty reason you broke up with somebody or maybe you got dumped? Gwen says, I broke up with a man because he texted like a teenager. One specific example was he just texted me out of the blue saying WYDL.
What you doing later?
Yeah, what you doing later?
I know my acronyms.
But like, imagine if like a 45-year-old man texted you that.
True.
It would give you the ick probably a bit,
a
right?
A little bit.
It like mixed in okay, but if that's the main way they text.
I think it's like for me, the major factor is the tongue out emoji at the end of every text sent. No.
Really?
So if you do that, stop doing that. Or do whatever you want, actually.
Yeah, who cares?
What do I know?
Justin texted saying, I watched the girl I was seeing kiss her dog on the mouth, and
What's wrong
I
with
just
that?
couldn't anymore.
Oh my gosh. That's like my favorite thing to do.
I know, and your dog eats poopsicles.
Ryder, why are you telling people that? Don't tell
your
people
dog
that.
eats frozen turds, and then
Not always.
he licks your face, and you're like,
No, I don't let him lick my face.
What's that
after
smell?
That.
What's that smell?
I wait at least 12 hours after he has a poopsicle.
You've gotten pink eye from your dog
That's
like
not true.
5 times.
Why are you spreading rumors?
Hey, what's up?
So it wasn't me dropping someone, it was me being dropped. A boyfriend of mine broke up with me because he thought he had a chance with a girl in his class.
And did he have a chance with her after all?
No. She actually laughed in his face.
And then you did when he tried to come crawling back, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this text from Jordan is awesome. I broke up with someone in high school because we were playing Just Dance, and he was flailing around, and the way he was dancing reminded me of my brother. I told him it was because I was just too busy for a relationship. That's so funny.
Hit us up if you got a story about a petty reason you got dumped or did the dumping.
5 simple words, $1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
Just want to read a quick text we just got before we dive in from Amber, who says, "Oh no, I've been calling the wrong phone number for months.
No.
It's really close."
Okay, so
She was dialing 780-784-7101.
oh, so close.
That person must be so annoyed.
Maybe the number doesn't exist and it was just like beeping.
No,
in her
because
ear.
then she'd figure it out. So it must have been just ringing and ringing.
So our number for Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay is 780-784-7107. And Brian has finally gotten through as caller 7. How many times have you tried, Brian? Have you been listening to this game for a couple months, over a year? What's up?
We've been listening to it quite a bit.
Yeah.
On our way to the job site.
Okay.
Yeah, I even got my buddy here driving. I got him into it too. He listens now, so.
Amazing. Spread the word.
Yeah,
we love it.
we
All
love
right.
it.
So here's how it works for anybody who's just checking out the show. Brian's going to pick either Lisa or myself to be his teammate. They will leave the room and not be able to hear round 1. In round 1, the other host will be giving Brian 5 words. He tells us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite teammate back in, play the same game with them. For every answer that matches, it's $25. Hit them all, and it is 1,000.
Brian, who's your teammate this morning?
Ryder, please.
All right. So he's leaving the studio. He's not going to hear any of round 1. And I'm going to start your 25-second timer after I say the first word. Okay, Brian?
Sounds good.
What comes to mind when I say prayer?
Church.
Pen.
Right.
Lucky.
4-leaf clover.
Gram.
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 Wait.
Blend.
Milkshake.
Good answers. All right. And you had 2 seconds left on the clock.
Got it, bro.
All right, Ryder, are you in the zone on a Monday morning?
It's hard.
He just threw his chair. Okay. Ryder, what comes to mind when I say prayer?
Church.
Yeah. $25, Brian. No wall of shame for you this morning.
Sweet.
What comes to mind when I say pen? Pen.
Right.
$50, Brian. Woo! I think a lot of people were probably thinking, what?
Paper was my other one.
Paper. It's okay. We got $50. Let's keep going. What comes to mind when I say blend?
Blend. That is tough. Blend. Fruit?
Milkshake. It's okay. We still got 2 more words to go. What comes to mind
All good.
when I say gram?
Cracker.
He said wait, which was also a good answer.
Wait, Graham, wait?
Gram. Like gram. Like a gram of something.
Okay.
And last but not least, we got $50. Let's try and send him home with 75.
That's not very fair.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because you both thought of different words?
Well, I thought you were saying Graham.
I was.
Like cracker, but he thought you said ground.
So should I send you out of the room and do a new word?
Yes.
Okay. Get out of here. I love this. We have an opportunity to win more money. We got $50. I'm going to wait till he's completely out of the room. All right, Brian, what is the first word that comes to your mind when I say gallop?
Gallop.
Gallop.
Horse.
All right, let's bring Ryder back in. All right, Ryder.
That was the only fair way to do it.
I know. You know what? You're right. What comes to mind when I say gallop?
Horse.
Yeah! We've got, what, 75 bucks?
Could hit 100.
What comes to mind when I say lucky?
This was so
Lucky. This is another tough word.
I know.
Lucky.
And I'm interested to hear your perspective after you find out what Brian said.
I'm going to say get.
What?
Well, I don't know. Get lucky?
Oh my gosh, that's a terrible answer. But Brian's wasn't good either because he said four-leaf clover. Do you
Which
think
is
that's
hard.
too?
That's 3 words. That was a really hard word. Like,
Lucky Charms?
Yeah, okay. There's the answer we both should have had.
saying that.
I thought get lucky was pretty decent.
It wasn't good. The answer is charm.
Okay, well, you know what? People keep picking me because I'm a better guesser than you, so why don't you quit giving me a hard time?
All right, fair enough. Brian, you picked up 75 bucks with Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Some special guests in studio today, slinging their whiskey all around town. Very well-known last name. We welcome to the studio Sean and Chris Pronger. Thanks for being here, fellas.
Hey,
From
how are ya?
Dryden, Ontario, right?
That's correct.
I
Both
spent
of us. Well, technically,
Well, I was
born in Thunder
born in
Bay.
Thunder Bay, raised in
I'm the
Dryden.
only Pronger brother that was born in Dryden.
Okay.
I spent some time at the Patricia Hotel there.
PI.
Beautiful spot.
Why were you there?
I was just driving across the country with one of my buddies, and we both dated a girl named Patricia while we lived in Poland.
Okay.
So we're like, this was meant
Smart.
to be.
Smart.
It wasn't meant to be. It was a wild night.
Did you go to the bar at the
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was some-
Did you happen to get into a fight?
Usually they see like fresh meat come in.
Yeah.
Always
So-
line up.
Well, I learned enough from watching you fight that I wasn't going to fight anybody from Dryden.
So was that like where all of the inspiration came from to make a good whiskey, like drinking what was in the bar there? I'm assuming it was
Partially.
not
Yeah,
high
actually,
end.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, partially.
It was just a. I mean, we were 35 years in the making for this whiskey. And we
Wow.
sampled a lot and knew what we wanted.
So first of all, how does it feel to be back in Edmonton?
Great.
Cold, though.
Yeah, very, very cold. Yes, I very warm-blooded now.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Is there any chance? I know that Ken Holland is on the hunt for a
Yeah, no.
7th defenseman. But
No.
wait, you didn't hear my full pitch yet.
Hear me out. Okay.
What if we exclusively sold the Journey whiskey at Rogers Place?
Get it up. Get it up.
Like not even any vodka or
Nothing.
just like the Caesars would probably not taste real good with whiskey.
Actually,
but-
they never know.
Just
It
get
is
your run, sit
quite
on the
smooth.
bench, and yell at people.
So
I'm really good in the locker room. leave him there.
So Journey Canadian Whiskey, where are people going to be able to see you out and about in Edmonton today?
We are going to be at Sobeys Newcastle from 2 to 3. That's at 16831 127th Street Northwest. And then Sherwood Park Safeway from 4 to 5. And that's 2020 Sherwood Drive.
I love that. So if anyone wants those addresses, you can text into the show right now. We'll send it directly to your phone, and you can go see the guys and pick up their Canadian whiskey.
I feel like if you guys were here on a Friday afternoon instead, we could really tear into one.
Yeah,
It feels
like,
a little
thanks
bit
a
weird.
lot.
It feels a little
Really?
weird doing it on a
May
Monday.
have been on purpose.
Well, thank you for coming into the studio.
Yeah.
And sell the whiskey for us. What
Yeah,
does it
like,
taste like? What's
Tell
going on?
us.
Tagline on the back of the bottle tells the whole story. Celebrate the victories, be proud of your scars, and enjoy the journey.
Okay, I love it.
You said that there was something pretty funny on the website, too.
Yeah.
As soon as you check in.
So when you go to the Journey, let me just find it again.
Thejourney.com.
Thejourney.com. It's going to ask you, I already got logged in, so I'm already in.
If you're of age.
It
Yeah.
says if you're of age, but then
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
for
just,
sure.
oh yeah, for sure, or nope are the options. I'm like, this is the most Canadian way to ask you if you're of age to drink liquor. So great
Yes,
job on
thank
that.
you. Well, you have to have a little fun with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay, so I'm going to pitch that idea to the bosses about if you sell it exclusively. You sounded like you could be sold. We might
his eyes
need
lit
you.
up a little bit.
I got one more question for you,
Yes,
Chris.
I've got an answer.
I showed Lisa one of your hits, one of my favorite hits of all time, when you demolished Dan Cleary behind the net, and she said, "Yeah, that was a good one, all elbow."
That was not an elbow.
That's what I said.
Why would you tell him I said
Follow
that?
through, I think. Right?
Yeah. When you're hitting somebody and you're pushing them off, you have to come up.
Yeah. I said it was a completely clean hit. So I just now
Even in today's standards, that would be considered a clean hit.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
I apologize. To me, it looked like an elbow, but what do I know? I didn't have my glasses on when I watched it.
So final question. Who do you like more now, Lisa or myself?
Well, you almost got me suspended again.
So Ryder
That
is
would
the
be my
answer.
ninth time, and I might be in trouble.
Thanks for coming through, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having us.
We're joined by Cara Lee from Yegg Property Pros. Tell us, what's happening in the market? Is now a good time to buy or sell?
Well, I always tell my clients the best time to buy or sell is when you're ready. So if that's you, this is the best time.
And how would you go about getting your house ready to sell if it is that time?
Well, first things first, you got to declutter as best as you can. The rule of thumb is that if you have no decision on whether it stays or goes, it's got to go.
That is a really good tip. And I've even heard, is it true that they say to get rid of all your family photos and stuff so when people walk in, they can visualize themselves in that space?
100%. Like, you don't want any weird knickknacks around the house, any personal items, get rid of them, like your fridge with all your favorite family photos. I know you love them, but take them down.
What if I have a strong political statement magnet on my fridge?
You know what? You might attract the right buyer, but I'd suggest against it.
You never
Yeah.
know. That is risky.
Now, I know if you're selling, you guys offer a free home evaluation, but you also have a buyer consultation. Tell us about that.
Yeah, you can reach out to us and we can sit down and have a conversation about what your needs are, what your requirements are, what it will take to get you into a home, and the best route for us to go.
And how much does that cost?
It's absolutely free. You call us and I'll make it happen for you.
And how can people go about getting a hold of you?
Reach me on my Instagram at Cara Lee Rose, or they can reach us at the YEG Property Pros website.
And that's YegPropertyPros.com.
The Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.